New technologies have made it easier to bank from devices like laptops, cell phones and tablets. But with this ease of access comes the added risk of falling victim to schemes and scams, which have been engineered to access our hard-earned cash. SABRIC CEO Kalyani Pillay is back in the loft to tell us how we can protect ourselves from cybercrimes so that we don't fall victim. How are you?
I'm very well, Jeannie.
It's always a pleasure having you here in the loft.
Thank you.
Now, I think we've got, as far as I know, one of the most advanced banking systems in the world. And I suppose as technology advances, so too does our banking. But then there's cybercrime. How does that affect our banking?
Well, you know, certainly affects quite a bit, unfortunately. So while the platforms are there and it makes banking easy and more accessible, you can sit in the comfort of your home and get your banking done and no longer having to drive a car, get a parking, go into a bank branch and that kind of thing. So, of course, you have all the comforts and the convenience of it. But unfortunately, like we say, you know, organized syndicates and criminals will always look for opportunities. And that's why, you know, we're saying you've got to worry about your cyber security so that you prevent cybercrime or becoming a victim to cybercrime. And so we've created awareness on behalf of our banks to bank customers about how they should protect themselves when they're doing their banking, either on their mobile, on their phones, on their iPads, on their laptops, that kind of thing. And I think it's things like that we're looking at is on your phone. I mean, most people have their phones with them all the time. And we're saying make sure that you enable the lock screen on your device so that
with your fingerprint.
You can either use fingerprint or you can use a pattern password. I mean, these days some of the phones also have facial recognition. Yes. So, you know, whichever, but try and make sure that if it doesn't automatically happen on your device, that you actually enable that. Make sure that you don't save your passwords or confidential information on your phone.
Because really? Do you know, because some phones will say save password to phone.
Don't at all.
Oh, really? I always do.
And even when you're on a website or when you're on any app that you're going onto and they ask, you know, they'll always prompt you to say, don't ever accept it, don't. It's very important not to. Because you also don't know what the security is on those particular sites as well.
Is that how hackers can get your password?
Well, it's possible. It's possible for it to happen, but we're saying, look, rather minimize your risk and rather not. Try and remember it. And also very important, because people have so many passwords to remember, try to make sure that it's a password that's difficult for people to guess. We say, or you must, don't let it be a password that's your personal identification. You know, it's easy to get. So your personal identifiable information is not what you should do, like your date of birth or your name and your kids' names or your dog's names, you know, that kind of thing. Something that people shouldn't be able to guess easily. Also, you know, we all want Wi-Fi and free Wi-Fi at that. So when you're in a public Wi-Fi area, and if it's not password restricted, don't do confidential work on it. Don't go onto your bank's website and start doing banking. There's always so many things at home with your personal Wi-Fi network. You must always make sure that you change the default password for that router, because what happens is that most often we would be so happy that somebody comes and installs it for us, and we're very happy that we actually now have
0000.
Yes, so you must make sure that you get somebody to change, or you change that password to something also not easy to get, and also make sure that you have a password in order to access your home network as well.
Yesterday, when I was putting in petrol, the assistant who was helping me handed me the card machine and then said, "There you go, that's for your birth date."
you know that people actually do that. They actually put in their date of birth. Some people still do 1, 2, 3 password. 1, 2, 3 is ridiculous. So you can't do that kind of thing. And also, you know, just all the usual things, antivirus, anti-spyware
cookies
on your device. But also, don't download apps or anything just from any old site. You've got to make sure that when you download an app that it's from a secure and trusted source, because you don't know what you're going to be downloading otherwise.
And how often should we change our passwords?
As often as you can.
Really?
It's really important. I mean, some people just keep the same password, and also what's important, what you shouldn't do is have the same password for everything. You know, different apps, different systems have different passwords. The reason for it is because if one of it gets compromised, You don't want the person then the criminal to now know, okay, so let me try this password on everything else. And banking is key critical because that's where they're going to get access to money.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so.
Thank you so much for being here today. I'm going to rush off and go and change all my passwords now. Now, next week is International Fraud Week, and we'll have SABRIC CEO Kalyani Pillay in the loft to explain all the ways that you can hashtag Wise Up and watch out.
We are brave, innovative, everywhere. We are SABRIC.